everybody, welcome to my channel. My name's Joel. Today we're going to be doing another fun super combo pour on this Artist Loft 18 by 24 inch gallery wrap number 3 canvas. It's going to be a blast, so let's do it. So this is my background paint. It's Artist Loft soft body and it's mixed with American Floetrol. Okay, it's mixed about 2.5 parts Floetrol, 1 part paint. I'm showing you here, I put a piece of pantyhose over the top so it gets strained because it's awful lumpy. So my paints are here. For the most part, they're ready to pour, so they're just cut with Floetrol 1:1. So here's my ready to pour cobalt blue. Gonna be using this pretty copper today. I have this Artist Loft number 2 gold, and this is a combo that I put together with the cobalt blue and some deep magenta just to get it a little more plain blue instead of green blue. And then I'm using this straight magenta ready to pour, again mixed 1:1 with Floetrol. So I'm going to be doing a split cup today. This is my homemade split cup, just a piece of cardboard with some cellophane on it. Get that wedged in there real good. Gonna load up my cup. Now I'm going to pay attention to what I'm pouring in first because that's going to be poured out last, which is going to be in the center. So I want to have cobalt blue and I think some gold. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to throw some black in between some of the colors just to separate them. For instance, between red and blue, so that way I shouldn't have any purple. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit because it kind of gets drawn out, but I'm going to get this cup loaded up, and then we're going to do a ring pour. Okay, I'm going to pull this divider out and I'm going to turn it halfway as you see here because I got a suggestion from one of my viewers, Carissa Howell, who asked what would happen if I tried that, and I really didn't know, so we're going to try and see what happens. Okay, so here's my background paint. I'm going to whip this out super quick. We'll listen to some tunes. I'll get back to you on the other side. Alrighty, I'm ready for my ring pour. I'm just going to give this canvas a little spin here. Start dumping some paint. Kind of starting in the middle Not in the center, but trying something different here. Gotta mix it up. I don't want them all to look the same. So I'm kind of paying attention to what colors are coming out so that I can adjust the color composition towards the end. Like I said, I want to have particular colors in the middle, in the center, when this thing is done. Okay, gonna speed this up again. I don't think you'd want to try that fast. Here we go, back to regular speed towards the center. And there you go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start again and pour, since I have more paint in my cup yet, I'm going to pour some of these colors out on the outside and use this paint up. Alright, I'm done with my ring pour. Now it's time to wreck it. So I have these 5 paint brushes and I'm using the ends of them. They're taped together with some stir sticks on them to keep them steady, nice and even. And I'm contemplating exactly what kind of pattern I want to do here. I'm going to try to do something different. Like I said, I don't want them to be the same, so I like to experiment. So I'm going to do a little spiral thing here and see what happens. Didn't do much. So I'm just going to do a bunch of different lines from the center going out. Crisscross, crosshatch, some of them. I want to get a lot of, I want to break these lines up a lot this time. Keeping the center intact, because when it gets stretched out, that's the part that's going to be the focal point, and I don't need to wreck that. So I'm looking it over, seeing where I need more lines yet. And sometimes you just need one line, so I'll just tip the thing and do a single line. Here I'm doing some cross hatching. There's a single line. Here's a single line. Okay, so I got it sufficiently wrecked. Now it's time to do some swiping. So this swipe is Artist Loft Soft Body, and this is cut with Australian Floetrol 1:1. 1 part Floetrol, 1 part paint. So it's Australian Floetrol is a bit thinner than American, so you can't use too much of it, otherwise it'll want to run right off of your palette knife. So you want it fairly thick so it'll stick on the back. So I'm going to do these spiraling swipes on this one. and hope that some cells start popping through from that Australian Floetrol. Thinking one more ought to do it on this one. I'm going to do one more in this series. It's going to be similar to these last 3 or 4 I've done. I usually, once I find a new technique, I'll do 4 or 5 of them to see how far I can take it. The next time I'm going to do a lot more swiping, just to see what I can come up with. Because a lot of these swipes kind of, by the time you're done stretching it out and moving the paint all over the canvas, at least in this particular one, a lot of the swiping, although it was very cool, was gone towards the end. So I want to have a lot more swiping. So I'm going to swipe in the center, closer to the center, and just a lot more swiping. And then I'll move on to some other style probably. So I'm taking my palette knife and I'm just kind of trying to join these swipes together. Okay, I'm looking at it over, and I'm going to play with it a little bit with just the back end of a paintbrush before I stretch this out. Join some things together, spread some colors out here and there. So I'm speeding this up because I played with this for a bit. Okay, I think I got it ready to go. I'm just going to put a little excess black paint along the borders here so that when I try to stretch it out, it will stretch easier. Going to give it a few spins here. Speeding that up, obviously. But I did have to step back, so I was throwing some paint around. Now we're going to tip it. Again, this is sped up ×4. You don't need to rush it. Here we go, get it off that corner. That corner, I can go back. I'm moving my paint back to the center. You can see a lot of the swiping ended up getting pushed off the canvas. So I'm going to do some more towards the center next time. Checking my composition, make sure it looks balanced. I have the weight distributed the way I want it in the painting between the shapes and the colors. Gonna get rid of the air bubbles. We'll take a close-up at it, see what you think. I like it. I think it's cool. I think I could use a little more negative space. I like the black. When I was doing the ring pour, I think the next time I'm going to leave more gaps because I do like the black gaps. The swipes are super cool. The bright red magenta in the center up against that cobalt blue. That's good. And then the combination of the gold and the copper, I wasn't sure how that would pan out, but I think it's pretty cool. Hope you guys like it. If you do like it, please hit that like button. I really appreciate that. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. I think like only 20% of my viewers are subscribed, so I'd really appreciate it if I had more subscribers. It would really help me out. And please leave comments. I read every single one of them and respond, so I really appreciate the advice. You know, I'd say that the suggestion I had for twisting the split cup, it did make a little difference. It blended the colors just a little bit, I think. So I want to once again thank Carissa Howell for the suggestion. And I also can't forget to thank those Surf Zombies for their awesome background music. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend.